It's September 23rd, 2024. I'm starting this week off here at Harborview Elementary in the Corona Del Mar zone. And I'm subbing 4th grade today, and the teacher forwarded me the plans last week, so very excited of what I'm going to be doing today. It is right after lunch and the students are at physical education at the moment, and I was seriously thinking about filming this at recess, in fact, because I knew right at the start that this was going to be one of the most amazing days of subbing, because this is one of the most extraordinary 4th grade classes that I've ever subbed for, next to a 4th grade class that I subbed this past academic year at California Elementary. And their physical education teacher was my physical education teacher back at Newport Heights Elementary like 20 years ago. But this set of students is outstanding, and after the morning meeting was all math up until recess time, and it's all about equivalent fractions, which is what I've been tutoring all summer, and it was excellent. They were engaging, they were raising their hand and answering the questions and coming up with equivalent fractions. I mean, it's almost like honors math class in here, and it took me back to when I was student teaching honors math at Ensign back in 2022. And then after recess was like a little book fair thing in the NPR, and then ELA after we came back here. And so we did some reading, and we had a few pages to fill out in a reading packet. So the adventure of today is finally being able to teach. And yes, I'm able to sub and teach elsewhere, but you know, it's kind of a bit rare to have like the entire class on task like this. But of course, I still like teaching everywhere else too. A lot of the students here remembered when I did the assembly last November 27th, and some of the tricks that I also showed in that assembly when I was talking about autism awareness and acceptance and disability inclusion, of which I have a video on YouTube. So one of the students was asking me some trivia about a few of the presidents, because he remembered that I had a memory for the presidents back in the assembly, and again, other people remembered the tricks that I did at the assembly and was kind of asking how I did some of them. I'm like, I did it very carefully. And speaking about tricks, needless to say, they earned all the incentives, so I've been showing tricks throughout the day, and of course they're asking me how I did those tricks. I mean, they're very gobsmacked at those tricks. So as always, it's great to be back here at Harborview, and I can't wait for next time. It is September 25th, 2024. I'm over here at Wilson Elementary doing elementary science today. And so today was just wonderful. This morning there's like over 2 hours of downtime because the first class didn't come until 10:40, so I was just brushing up on some science, I guess. The first class was 4th graders, and they were building a tower. It was quite a fun thing to witness, like them building a tower with index cards and no more than 24 inches of tape total. And then the last 2 classes were kindergartners, and that was quite fun. We're talking all about friction, so I was reading them a few pages about friction and asking some basic conceptual questions before and during. And then there were actual science experiments conducted with toy cars. Then they explored friction by pushing the car on a rough surface, the carpet, and a relatively smooth surface, the wood floor, and conducted 3 trials each. The last kindergarten class understood it after I modeled it for them. And a lot were doing exactly what I was doing and then running to their papers to write down the measurements, i.e. how many steps they took. And then they were calling me over, and one student I was like helping how to actually write the numbers, so it was very great. I really enjoyed being here today. I am rarely here at Wilson. In fact, the last time I was here was like last October. Surprisingly, there's actually a few students who recognized me either on YouTube or I subbed for their older sibling a couple of years ago. Well, I'm sure there's more to say about this day, but suffice to say, I'm glad that I'm here today and can't wait for next time. It is September 27th, 2024. I'm over here at TeWinkle Middle School, and I'm subbing special education for a half day today. And inside this classroom here, so apparently Frontline said special education, mild to mod, but it's more than just like basic skills, but she also teaches US history and then reading and such, so it's more than just that. But unfortunately I'm only here for one period, 7th period, which is the last period of the day. Lunch just ended. It's a prep period now, so I only have one period to sub, but that's okay. It's going to be US history about the French and Indian War, but it's remarkable that I got here in one piece. As soon as I entered the office, there's 2 students in the office, and both of them were like, hey, I subscribed to your YouTube channel. But then after I signed payroll and went out and walking across the campus, I can't tell you how many people were like pointing me out or saying hi to me or calling me over or walking up to me and just remembering me from when I subbed them in the past. From all of these feeder schools, California, Ray, Pomona, I think I recognize one from Victoria, also Adams Elementary, and it's like I'm walking everywhere and keep hearing even, hey, it's Mr. Kenslow in the background, and it was just phenomenal. I mean, the amount of support, I guess, as a substitute teacher, I'm very grateful. I wasn't subbing yesterday because I was doing 12 assemblies at Ladera Ranch Elementary, and this was in Capistrano Unified School District, and there were about 600 students total, and I just posted a YouTube video about it if you're interested. So I've had 24 assembly days so far within the past couple of years. Most of them were like multiple assemblies per day, over 9,000 students, and 500,000 more to go, and I'm not giving up until I reach all of them or almost all of them. And the private schools too in Orange County. So if you have connections, please let them know about me that I'm willing to volunteer doing these assemblies. And these assemblies are about autism awareness, acceptance, appreciation, inclusion, and disability inclusion, and I tell my story living with autism. Speaking of which, disability or not, I believe anybody can do whatever they set their heart and mind to do. Do not give up on your passions, as long as it's practical, of course, and you're trying to just be yourself at the same time. I never gave up due to a disability, and if I could do the things that I could do, so can anybody plus more. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.